Hello, welcome to the E2 review with me, Max Klinger. We're just going to do a short episode this week because we wanted to quickly respond to the terror attack in London, which took place on Friday. So, as you've probably seen, an Islamist attacked and killed 2 people and stabbed some others as well, innocent people. And it's obviously a disgusting act of complete barbarity, but once again, what we've seen in response to this has been the same suspects not being brave enough to actually discuss the underlying ideology, i.e. Islamist Jihadism, and preferring rather to talk about vague issues around the actual key issue, which is the fact that there are a large number of people in society, or a significant number of people in society, who subscribe to Islamist jihadist beliefs, violently bigoted, prejudiced, and dangerous views that see virtually all other people as worthy of being killed. So to give one example of that, the BBC in its coverage of it, of the attack, shamefully in its headline article didn't mention the fact that the killer used to be an Islamist and still is an Islamist at any point. It mentioned the word terrorist. It said things like, the killer, these killers believe the fact that they've killed people means that they'll be martyred and will go to heaven. So it's talking around the fact, as everyone knows, that this is an Islamist attack, but it's not mentioning the fact anywhere in the article that it's Islamist. That's not a coincidence. It's a deliberate decision to not address the underlying violently dangerous and disgusting ideology which is motivating people to commit these attacks. It's particularly hypocritical given that whenever there's a white supremacist attack, the same people rightly insist that it be called both a terrorist attack, but also that the terrorist is described explicitly as a white nationalist or as a white extremist, which is good. Those people should be described as white extremists. That's a disgusting ideology. If a neo-Nazi kills people, I would be appalled if major news publications deliberately avoided mention of the fact that that killer was a neo-Nazi and instead just discussed the fact that they were a killer. So that repeatedly will happen on BBC, in Guardian, in independent articles. You'll see articles written about jihadist attacks and they will not mention the fact that it's Islamist. They don't want to address the fact that that is the ideology underpinning it, or they want to make it less obvious for whatever reason. So that's just something which stands out to me as both deeply hypocritical and obnoxious. You'll also see the same old discussion every time there's an attack. It'll be, he was a lone wolf, so don't worry, that's just a one-off attack, and he'll be discussed as being mentally ill. He'll be discussed as being failed by the prison system. Blame will be placed anywhere other than with the ideology itself. Now, obviously, some aspects of the media will cover this, but you'll also see a backlash about the fact that they've used sensationalist terms. So one media outlet, I think, called the killer a beast, and we've got left-wing commentators going on Sky and on TV outraged at the fact that language like beast has been used because it's supposedly offensive. But that is absolutely correct. The killer was a beast. He's a disgusting murderer, and he stabbed innocent people because he believes in a supremacist, insane, theocratic, ideological belief system, which we should be openly against. So that's just a few thoughts I've got on that for today. It's just a quick episode, but we wanted to quickly put that out there. You'd also see politicians talking about the fact that it was failed in prison. So The Guardian wrote an article, their headline article the day after the attack, was on the fact, focusing on the fact that he'd asked for de-radicalization in prison and didn't receive it. So again, the blame is placed on the prison system for failing to de-radicalize him, which should come under scrutiny, but that's not the main issue. What's the issue here is that he's radicalized into a crazy ideology in the first place, and that it's possible to become radicalized in the UK in the 21st century into a supremacist theocratic belief system that leads you to murder kafirs, as he referred to them, or dogs. So that's a few thoughts for today. I just wanted to keep it short and brief because, we've had this attack recently in the city we live in. So, that's all for today. Anyway, thanks for listening.